Good morning, students. In today's class, we will discuss about chromatography, one of the quantitative and qualitative separation technique. So, in which we will briefly discuss about paper chromatography and thin layer chromatography. So, come to the introduction of chromatography. So, the word chromatography is derived from Greek word chroma, that means color, and graphene means to write. So this technique was first invented by the Michael Twist, a Russian botanist in 1906. So how it invented is he separated chlorophyll from other plant pigments. So it is a technique used to separate the closely related substance from mixture. Example like proteins, peptides, amino acids, carbohydrates, lipids, vitamins and drugs. So this technique is based on the principle of adsorption, that is next partition, ion exchange, exclusion properties. The selection of particular chromatography to separate the components depends on materials to be isolated. So based on different components we wanted to isolate, we will select the different techniques. There are so many different types of chromatographies are there. So based on our interest of separation of components, we will select the one type of chromatography. So the basis of all chromatographic techniques is that partition or distribution coefficient, so which describes the way in which compounds redistributed itself between two immiscible phases. So immiscible means they are not mixable. Okay, so the effective distribution of coefficient, the effective distribution coefficient is, so concentration in phase 1 and concentration is phase B. Okay, so here concentration of phase 1 is, one is solvent, one is solute. So the required component, that is component of interest we wanted to separate, we will mix in, we will separate our distribution between two phases. One is mobile phase, one is stationary phase. Here basically all chromatographic systems consist of two phases. One is stationary phase, another one is mobile phase. So what do you mean by stationary phase? So stationary phase, which is immobilized, maybe it may be a solid, it may be a gel, liquid or solid liquid mixture which act as retardation force. Okay, so another one is mobile phase. Mobile phase which flows over the stationary phase, maybe a liquid, gas, so which act as a driving force. Okay, so what happened here? So mobile phase which travels on the stationary phase and along with the components we wanted to separate, it will carry. So that is the mobile phase. So the distribution between those two, stationary and mobile phase, is different for different components and different for within the same related components, like different types of hemoglobin, HbA, HbA1, HbF, fetal hemoglobin, like that. Okay, so there are different types of chromatography are there. So type of chromatography here: partition chromatography, adsorption chromatography, ion exchange, gel filtration, affinity and high performance liquid chromatography. So here based on partition chromatography, there are paper chromatography and thin layer chromatography and gas liquid chromatography. Again, the paper chromatography divided into single dimensional, means it may be ascending paper chromatography or descending paper chromatography, or maybe a two dimensional. So two dimensional means both ascending and descending paper chromatography. So in this class we will discuss about briefly so paper chromatography. In that ascending paper chromatography we will discuss, and also TLC, that is thin layer chromatography, we will discuss. So in general the applications are, it is the most commonly used for separation of amino acids. So to detect the amino acids in case of amino acidureas, like in protein abnormalities, protein metabolism abnormalities, there is a amino acidureas. In that case the amino acids are excreted in the urine, so which will detected by this technique. Likewise used to detect the carbohydrates in case of glycosurias, and used to study base composition of nucleic acids, and used in separation of isoenzymes. It is used in chemical analysis of biological materials like vitamins, steroids, drug metabolites, etc. in the body fluids. This is the in general applications of chromatography. So come to the first one, that is separation of amino acid by the ascending paper chromatography. This is a one example. Like, so if they ask the paper chromatography, you will write the types. What is the chromatography? What are the types? And paper chromatography in which ascending and descending. In that specifically write ascending paper chromatography. So principle of paper chromatography here. Paper chromatography is a liquid type of chromatography. Here both stationary and mobile phase is liquid only. So here the operation is based on solute polarity. So it means, so based on polarity we will separate or distribution will occur. So the stationary phase is water, which is hold on solid support of filter paper. Okay, remember here paper is not a stationary phase, but the liquid which is hold on filter paper is regarded as the stationary phase. So the mobile phase is mixture of immiscible solvents. So what are the solvents which is used in mobile phase, we will discuss in later slides. So the separated zones are detected by their natural colors are visualized through the chemical modification that produces color spots or bands. Okay, so here chemical modification means, here we will use chemicals like ninihydrin we will use to detect the different types of amino acids or proteins or carbohydrates. Okay, so like ninihydrin which produce the blue color. So what are the reagents required? Here Wattman number 1 filter paper were required, and amino acid standards and samples, because we wanted to separate the different types of amino acids. Next, solvent mixer. Here this is the mobile phase. Here butanol, acetic acid, water. So we will mix in the ratio of butanol 12%, 12:2, and 3 parts acetic acid and 5 parts water. And the staining solution for amino acids are here ninihydrin, which is dissolved in acetone. So come to the procedure of ascending paper chromatography. So we have to keep 50 ml of aqueous solution in chromatographic chamber. So we have to pour this aqueous solution in chromatography chamber. Then take Wattman number 1 filter paper and cut it to required size. So next, draw a horizontal line at the lower end of the Wattman number 1 filter paper and apply a 5 microliters of different amino acid samples by using separate capillary tube over a horizontal line. So we will take the one filter paper, Waterman number filter paper. At the lower end of the filter paper, we will mark the line. So then we will take the different amino acids or urine sample like. Then we will apply those amino acids with the capillary tubes over the horizontal line. We will draw on lower side of chromatography paper. Next, we have to dry the spots immediately using a dryer. Next, place the filter paper in chromatographic chamber hanging vertically so that lower end of the paper is in contact with solvent. So the solvent ascends the paper by capillary action. So after placing the filter paper by touching the solvent, so by the time what happened, due to the capillary action, the solvent moves upwards. Okay, it means the mobile phase moves upwards through the Waterman number 1 filter paper. Okay, so what happened here? So along during movement of this solvent, it will carry the amino acids along with mobile phase. Okay, so then what happened? So wait till the solvent reaches the desired level. So next means up to the other end of the filter paper. Next, remove the paper from the chamber and mark the solvent front. Here solvent front means, so how much distance the solvent moved. So that area we have to mark. That is the solvent front with the help of pencil. Next, what happened? So we have to dry in a hot air oven. Then we have to spray the ninhydrin reagent. So ninhydrin reagent is a visualizing agent in this separation of amino acid by the paper chromatography. So next, dry the paper by keeping it in hot air oven for about 5 minutes again. Next, observe the purple color spots and mark them. So after spraying ninhydrin, we will keep it in a hot air oven and make it dry. Next, after drying, we can see the purple color spots. That is the separated amino acids. Then we have to mark those spots. Then measure the distance moved by the different amino acids from the point of application. By using scale, we have to measure the distance, how much distance the amino acids are traveled. Next, we have to calculate the RF value. Okay, so RF value means it is the ratio between the distance moved by the solute. Here solute means amino acid to the distance moved by the solvent. Okay, so RF value is called distance moved by the solute by the distance moved by the solvent. So different amino acids have different refraction fraction values. So based on RF value, amino acid can be identified. Here you can see, this is the totally chromatographic chamber. This is the lid. This is the paper, and this is the mobile phase which is placed in a petri dish, or we will pour in chamber. Then we will place the Waterman number 1 filter paper with the amino acids. Here we point, this is the point of application. This is 1, 2, 3. This is the starting point, and up to here the mobile phase is ascending. Then we will take out these filter paper and dry it in hot air oven and spray the ninhydrin reagent to visualize the amino acids. Okay, so come to the advantages of paper chromatography means it is easy to perform and can be performed as ascending or descending chromatography based on direction of running a chromatogram. So it may be a ascending chromatography or descending chromatography. Next, but time required for run varies from 1 hour to the several hours. So which is used in diagnosis, clinical research, manufacturing, industries, etc. So what are the disadvantages of paper chromatography is that method cannot be used to separate complex mixtures. So come to the another technique is separation of thin layer chromatography. This is the thin layer chromatography. This is the another version of liquid chromatography. So here the difference is the stationary phase is attached to the suitable matrix. So that thin layer of matrix is coated to a plastic, metal or glass. So the mobile liquid phase passes across the thin layer plate held either vertically or horizontally by the capillary action. Okay. So what are the applications are thin layer chromatography is TLC used in the detection and quantification of drugs, lipids, steroids, carbohydrates, nucleotides and amino acids, and separation of vitamins. So requirements for TLC, like we will require glass plates or microscope slides or plastic sheets or aluminum foils. Next, material for producing thin layer of adsorbent or support for the stationary liquid phase. Next, applicator, that is Stahl's applicator and developing chamber, capillaries, micropipettes or micro syringes, solvent, detecting reagents. So glass plates. So here for producing a thin layer, a supporting is needed. So here the support is glass plates. It provided by the glass plate. So previously coated sheets are also available. So but we can prepare in our lab also. So previously coated sheets are coated microscope slides or glass plates or plastic sheets or aluminum foils. Just you remember one thing. So glass plates or aluminum plates. So materials for producing the thin layer are common adsorbent used in the TLC are silica gel. Most commonly used is silica gel. Okay. So silica gel we will pour on the glass plates to produce the thin layer. Next, other components are alumina, cellulose powder, plaster of Paris, and is used in the binding agent. Next, applicator. So applicators are the devices which spread or pour on the glass plates or aluminum plates. So applicator device is used to produce a thin layer of the absorbent material over the plate. So some of these several types of commercially applicators available are Stahl's original applicator, Stahl's model 11S applicator, Stahl's GM applicator, sample applicator. Just you remember one or two. Next, capillaries, micropipettes or micro syringes are used to apply the sample and chromatoplates. So chromatoplates means after the application of absorbent. So solvent. Almost all solvent used in the paper chromatography and column chromatography can be used in thin layer chromatography. Example, petroleum ether, benzene, chloroform ether, acetone, ethyl alcohol, methyl alcohol, water, glycerin, etc. So solvent mixture may be butanol, acetic acid and water. That is 12:3:5 ratio. So same solvent we used in paper chromatography which can be used in TLC. So detecting reagents are physical and chemical properties can be used for detection for spots, fraction from the mixer, and UV light can also be used in some cases. Like ninihydrin we can use here. So procedure for TLC are first one, production of thin layer and plates. Next, application of samples and plates, development, detection and calculation of RF values. So production of thin layer of plates. First we have to make a slurry of coated material. Coating material is prepared and thin layers can be prepared with or without the special equipment. Next, with use of special equipment, like example with Stahl's original applicator, so 0.25 mm thick layers can be prepared. So 0.25 to 2 mm thick layers can be prepared with a Stahl's 11S applicator. So gradient layers can be prepared with a Stahl's GM applicators. So methods production of thin layer are, we can be spreading, like by using the instrument. We can pour the slur, and also we can dip into the slur, and also we can be spray. By using spraying also we can prepare the thin layer plates. So application of samples and chromatograph, like 0.1 to 1% solution of samples are applied as a single spot about 2 cm from edge by a means of capillaries, or by using micropipettes, or using micro syringes. So amount of sample to be applied depends upon the thickness of the layer and principle of chromatography used. Example, 50 to 500 mg can be applied on 25 mm thick layers. So development are, there are different methods of development by which components of mixer are fractioned. So ascending or descending development, horizontal development, multiple development and stepwise development, gradient development, continuous development and two-dimensional development. So here development means the movement of solvent, the direction towards the other end of the thin layer plate. It may be ascending or descending, or we can place a horizontal, or first we will keep it in ascending, then we will keep it in horizontal, and stepwise development and gradient development. So likewise there are different types. Here we will discuss about ascending. So first one is next one. So after development of or movement of the solvent, we have to detect the separated amino acids. So detection of the fractionated components can be visual if they are colored. So their physical properties can also be made use of for detecting. So chemical method of detection can be done by spraying with a locating reagent, and also auto radiography can also be used. Here the chemical reagent is ninhydrin. Next we will mark the amino acids separated the spot, and we will calculate the RF value. So RF value can be determined by measuring the distance travelled by fractionated components and solvent front and substituting the formula. Example, so same formula which is used in paper chromatography. So distance moved by the solute by distance moved by the solvent. So come to the applications of TLCR. So drug analysis, analysis of natural products, detection of trace pesticides in water, and identification of metabolites of drugs in excreta, and analysis of presence of poisons and separation of vitamins, and qualitative and quantitative analysis of biological fluids for this diagnosis of disease. Okay, thank you.